You are watching On Demand. Please do not try to vote or enter any competition or other interactivity in this programme, as it may not count and you may still be charged.
Today on your Loose Women Live, it's Ruth Langsford, Frankie Bridge, Janet Street Porter and Kelly Bryan.
Thank you very much. You're very kind. Welcome and welcome to you at home. This is your Monday's Loose Women, the first one of the week. So what have we got for you? Well, they say your friends are your chosen family, but have you ever considered making it official? Would you actually adopt a friend? And from Tom Cruise to King Charles, Spitting Image is back, but this time on stage. Al Murray is our guest. He wrote the show. He's joining us to talk about comedy, controversy and cancel culture ahead of the opening night. Now, if you have an over-plucking horror story from your younger years, you may shudder at this latest news. Thin eyebrows are back. Do you remember those? Thin ones. Yeah, they are back in fashion. We're going to be trying out the trend ourselves, even Frankie, who loves her thick eyebrows.
I do, and Janet loves them even more.
Well,
those caterpillars.
It's a thing we have
caterpillars that live on her face.
All right, Janet.
Well, that was the trend. This is the trend now. That was the trend then, the thin ones. And there's a way we can do it, you see.
Oh,
so I'm going to show you what you'd look like with a thin eyebrow.
Janet will love it.
Anyway, talking of Janet, because the last time I saw you, Janet, you were off gallivanting in a big padded coat to Norway or something.
Yeah,
I
went over the road from the studios. I realised I didn't have a warm enough coat, so I had to get the youngest and hippest member of the team to come with me, so I didn't make a fool of myself.
She accosted him. The poor boy couldn't have said no.
Yeah, I went to Norway. I flew to Bergen, where it was about -9, but I didn't feel that cold because I had my new anorak on. And I went right into the countryside to stay on a farm for a few days, which was fantastic. I did a bit of walking. Absolutely calming and lovely.
I've never been to Norway. Is it beautiful?
Oh, it's absolutely sensational. Then I went back to Bergen, where I stayed in this super trendy hotel that used to be the stock exchange. Anyway, the manager met me and he went, "Janet, I've got a special room for you."
She gets this everywhere she goes. It's so annoying.
And he said, "It's the Johnny Depp suite." The last person that stayed in the room was Johnny Depp. I thought, oh, what's it going to be like? So I took a picture of it, actually. It's not a terribly good picture. It's got a living room. Oh, that's the shower, folks. So in the shower, these twigs...
That's just because you whip yourself. Don't you whip yourself with twigs?
I thought, would Johnny Depp seriously be whipping himself with those twigs? Or has Johnny Depp already used those twigs and it's like a pilgrimage site?
I'm not sure I'd want anything Johnny Depp's used in a bedroom
Anyway,
suite.
get this. I thought I'd put the kettle on, have a cup of tea, I plugged it in and everything fused in the whole room.
Lovely.
But it was a brilliant room.
Well, good. Well, we're glad you had a nice time. Glad you got your padded coat. I was worried about you. Anyway, she's back.
No chilblains for me.
She's back. Let's talk about the King's coronation. So details of that have emerged over the weekend. And there is one thing on a lot of people's minds, obviously, who will be there. The guest list hasn't actually been revealed yet, but people are speculating about whether Prince Andrew will make an official appearance. Do you think he will? Do you think Charles will soften and think, well, it's my brother, he should be there, but obviously he's not an HRH anymore, so officially should he be there?
Well, it's a state occasion, but he's not a working member of the royal family anymore. So the family will be there, and I think if he goes, he should be in a private capacity. But interestingly, there was a poll in one of the newspapers yesterday, and I think well over half, 57%, of those that were asked do not want him to go at all. I think that Charles has already started to ease him back into the royal family. I think that Andrew was the Queen's favourite, and she obviously, according to the press, made promises to him before she died that he could wear his uniform more, that he could use his title for business. I mean, all of this is coming out now, but at the coronation, obviously, it's a hugely expensive, important event that's going to last, well, the Queen's one lasted 3 hours. This is going to last 2 hours. And at the end of the ceremony, they make a procession back to Buckingham Palace, and that's the big shot, isn't it, on the balcony, where you all see who's in, who's out.
And also they've talked about whether Prince Harry and Meghan will be there.
Well, they
the
would
Duchess
not
of
be on the
Sussex.
balcony.
They wouldn't
for
be on the
sure,
balcony,
because
okay.
they're not working members of the royal family, although they have apparently been invited to the coronation. So Charles would not want Andrew to steal his thunder on the day. So my guess is, because he had Andrew at Sandringham at Christmas, that Andrew will be in the Abbey, but tucked behind a pillar.
So not in an official...
Not stealing Charles's big moment when that crown goes on.
Like you said, public opinion very split on this. You know, a lot of people just say he was disgraced and he's had his HRH title taken away and he shouldn't be part of it.
Yeah, he's not charged of anything.
No, he's denied. He's always denied.
He's always denied it, but he's an embarrassment.
Good to know how you feel, Janet. I think the royal family have made those steps, like Janet said, at Christmas, seeing him very much there with the family. It made me feel like it was a signal of forgiveness and olive branch. That kind of felt like that to me. So for me, I just felt, OK, well, this is where we're going. So it wouldn't surprise me if he was at the coronation, because I feel like those doors have already been opened. Whether he should be there or not is not my opinion to kind of express. I just feel like what he's done and the things that we've seen him involved in, surely we're trying to start a new chapter with Charles. Charles is trying to do things differently. He's engaging the public differently. He's dressing differently. He's kind of starting a new era of the royal family. So I think what he does and the decisions that he makes in terms of Prince Andrew will be seen as a signal for me.
But the bottom line, he is our spiritual leader, and including someone back into the family is a very Christian thing to do, although it might politically and constitutionally not go down well.
Well, he's not my spiritual.
Well, people, I mean,
make that clear.
and this has all come. This discussion about Prince Andrew has all come ahead of Ghislaine Maxwell, because she's given her first television interview that airs tonight, and it took place in the Florida prison where she's being held. Now, she's currently serving a 20-year sentence for helping sex offender Jeffrey Epstein abuse teenage girls, and she has been convicted. So in the eyes of the law, Ghislaine is guilty. So it does beg the question, is it right that she's been given a platform to talk, to be given this television interview? And when somebody said that this morning, like, is it right that she has that platform? I was like, oh, I actually don't know how I feel about that, because I'm quite intrigued to hear what she has to say, because although she's been convicted, she still claims that a lot of the things that she's been convicted for, she's innocent, that she didn't know half the time what he was doing. So I know a jury convicted her, the courts convicted her, but I am quite interested. So I probably will watch it. But I do feel slightly uncomfortable thinking...
You'll feel a little bit annoyed with yourself, a little bit sleazy afterwards.
A little bit kind of, should I actually be watching this? But if I'm honest, I'm quite intrigued to hear what she's got to say. Will you watch?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a weird one, because it has been such a public discussion, hasn't it? It's been going on for ages. And I'm one of those people, I love to watch true crime documentaries and things like that. But I feel like normally on those programmes, people are admitting that they have convicted the crime. So it's kind of almost easier to watch, because I don't know whether or not you feel sorry for them. They're normally saying that they wish they hadn't have done it, or that they think they deserve, you know, what they've been convicted of. But I feel like with her, because she's saying she's innocent, it makes it that little bit harder to watch, because I think for the people, the victims involved and the victims' families, they're not going to want to sit and watch that. They're not going to want to hear her feel sorry
There's a
for
choice, isn't
But
there?
people are going to start talking about it again.
As
and
we are,
people will talk to them about it. And that's what I mean. I think it just brings it all back up again. And they will definitely feel like she doesn't deserve to have a voice.
But it was such a massive story, still is, really, Kelly. I do think people are interested still to know what went on. Because she claims that that photograph that Prince Andrew's always said is faked, of him with his hand round Virginia as she was. She's Ghislaine now, whatever she was then.
Regina Roberts.
Yes, thank you. He's always said that he doesn't remember that moment.
Well,
he
she
doesn't
would
remember
say that, wouldn't
photograph
she?
taken, and she's saying the same. So it's now she's like corroborating his story. So would you watch? Do you think she should be allowed this platform to speak?
Well, I just because I know one of the women that was involved in that whole episode, and I've watched her difficulty, her struggle, the way that it's affected her whole life. So I find that whole story very difficult in terms of, you know, the emotional side and the scarring that has happened to so many women. But there have been other people that have been convicted and done their stories, like Charles Manson, for example. But for me, it's about what she profits from it.
Yes.
So, you know, fine, do the interview, but is she going to profit financially from selling her story? I guess that's my kind of concern there. And if she does, what do you then do with the money? Because at the end of the day, there are victims, whether she's convicted or not at this particular point in time, there are victims that are suffering at the moment who need to be thought about, whether, you know, your story is there to then move on to your next, you know, appeal or whatever the reason is for her. I think at the heart of it, we need to respect the victim.
But it's because it's all tied in, Janet, isn't it? Because Prince Andrew now, he's talking about he settled out of court with Virginia Giuffre, and then they're now saying that he's preparing possibly. We know it's not.
Yeah, my heart goes out to all these women,
to fight
you know,
that again, and saying that could this be because he wants to be rehabilitated. For the King's coronation, to be rehabilitated back into the royal family. So he spent so much money paying her off, essentially, not paying her off, but, you know, paying her out of court settlement, that he now might fight
rich and powerful people, and both Prince Andrew and Ghislaine Maxwell know a lot of incredibly rich and powerful people who they will hope will come to their aid in this situation. The whole reason why she's doing this interview is quite simple. She's desperate to get another appeal underway. She's got a new team of lawyers and she's got to find grounds for appeal. So she hopes that doing a television interview will somehow embellish her, create doubt about some of the stories, and create a situation that she can exploit to get out of jail. And quite frankly, telling me that she's in a jail with 308 people, has come out in the papers already. She's in a jail with 308 people and they got 8 toilets. And I say, tough.
Yeah. OK. Well, obviously, as we said, you can make your mind up whether you watch that interview or not. It is on tonight at 7:30. Now, still to come this afternoon, our guest today is comedian Al Murray. He'll be here to tell us about stepping out of the pub and onto the stage. Also, they say that blood is thicker than water, but would you officially adopt your friend into your family? And what does your handwriting say about you? Can you guess whose handwriting this is? Oh, it says a lot about her. I will be revealing all after the break. Thank you very much. Hello, welcome back to Loose Women. Now, still to come this afternoon, is it fair to ask your child to keep a secret? We'll be discussing the latest Hollywood film, which is all about the director's real-life family secret. Actress Helena Bonham Carter has revealed that she asks a handwriting expert to assess her potential partner's writing, which I thought was very funny. So, you know, she gets these experts to kind of say, what does the writing say about them? And she would decide from that whether she thinks, you know, that she wants to pursue the relationship, which I thought was quite interesting. And so we've asked everybody to write the same sentence on a card, and I've been told by the handwriting expert what it says about you, OK? So we were all asked to write, the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. So let's have a look at yours, Frankie.
OK.
OK, can we get a nice close-up of Frankie's? Right, closer. Can you get closer than that? OK, so yours is quite small letters, OK? So the experts say you have strong focus and concentration, and you're slightly introverted. Would you say that?
When not on TV. I don't know. OK.
OK, let's have a look at Janet's. Janet, hold yours up. I knew yours would be big. I knew yours would be big. OK. Can we get any closer? There we go. So large letters, Janet, you want to feel noticed.
Oh.
As if she goes unnoticed on the show. And understood. And you are people-orientated. Like... OK, Kelly, let's have a look at Kelly.
I do think you want to be understood, though.
Let's have a look at Kelly's. That's nice writing, Kelly. Yeah. So Kelly's slants to the right. You prefer to work things out with people. You're introspective and reserved, and you're more me-orientated.
I don't think anyone knows what any of that means.
You would work things out with people, wouldn't you?
Well,
Yeah, definitely. I definitely
Yeah.
work things out with people.
here's
Come on,
mine.
Judgy McJudgerson.
Beautiful writing. It's beautiful. There's mine. OK, so what does mine say? No slant. I've got no slant, OK? You are ruled by logic, no emotion. Rude. But you're solid and pragmatic.
Yes, that's
I thought you were
true.
going to say pregnant then. You're solid and pregnant. Oh, huge news!
There is
Would
a
be a
miracle.
miracle. Yeah, absolutely would be a miracle.
It's amazing.
OK, so that's what your handwriting says about you.
So we've learnt nothing.
We've learned nothing.
I think my
Always
handwriting's
fun.
really nice. Was it too much to ask they could say that?
Yes.
She
It's
wants
quite
to be
large, your
understood.
handwriting. Like, you know, it's quite big, isn't it?
It's elegant.
If you say so, Janet.
Right.
OK, I think this is time
Yes.
to go for the competition. This is your chance, OK, your chance to win an incredible prize that could see someone bank a life-changing £100,000. It's quite incredible. And here's Gok with all the details you need.
Hi everyone, it's Gok here on Sugar Beach on the most idyllic and beautiful island of Mauritius. And let me tell you right now, it is stunning here. Blue skies, clear water, white sands. There's nothing not to love about this stunning island. Now, also something that's stunning is our competition. How about winning £100,000 in tax-free money to kick off your new year with a complete bang? But what would you do with that money? Would you put it towards your rent and your mortgage? Would you go shopping? Or would you treat yourself to a 5-star holiday like this one? It's entirely up to you, but you're not going to know unless you enter, and here is how you enter.
For another chance to win, text cash to 81119. Text costs £2 plus one standard network rate message. Go to the website, entries cost £2. Call 09068 781119. Calls cost £2 plus your network access charge. Or post your name and phone number to DY02 PO Box 7 558 Derby DE10NQ. Entrants must be 18 or over. Lines close this Friday at 3 p.m. Good luck.
That is £100,000 in tax-free money, and one person is completely guaranteed to win this. And it takes just seconds to enter. So what are you waiting for? Enter and good luck.
Thank you very much, Gok. Yeah, good luck with that. Now, from best friends to family, would you consider making your friendship legally binding? Now, a woman has taken to the internet to find out if she could officially adopt her best friend. She said, we've always considered ourselves each other's family and we're closer than many natural sisters. As a 50-year gift to our friendship, we would like to become legally sisters. Is this possible? I don't know what the answer was, actually. Somebody will tell me whether it was legally possible, but it just made us think, because, you know, we always says that expression, like, you don't choose your family, but you choose your friends.
Yeah.
And you've got very close friends, Janet, very old friends. Could you imagine that?
Sorry.
No, I don't mean old. I don't mean old.
I really tried to keep that in.
You lot. Out it, plot.
I meant friends you've had for many years.
Oh, yes, I-
Very loyal friends.
Yeah, yeah,
as
yeah.
you are to them.
Yeah.
But so would that be something that you could ever imagine happening? That you would think, actually,
Well,
we're so close,
yeah.
I'd like them to be officially family.
I think it's interesting because the example you gave at the beginning, she said we've been friends for 50 years, and I've got quite a lot of friends that I've been with for 50 years. Having said that, if I adopted any of them, they'd have to put up with me and I'd have to put up with them all the time. And I like seeing them and spending time with them, but not 24 hours a day. And it's true now, at my age, I've got no family left. I've got 2 cousins. My mum and dad are dead. My sister's sadly died and her sons died too. So I've got just me and my friends. What I'd really like to do is end up living in a commune with them.
Oh.
And maybe I'd adopt the butler.
Is that a butler in the buff? One of those
Butler in the
butlers.
buff, a gorgeous butler who ran my... And that is my big fantasy, not adopting all the friends, because I think we're all difficult people. We'd argue all the time. It'd be quite difficult.
But I think that's the point, though, isn't it? It's like you have chosen them. And I think when you've got family, you haven't chosen them and things can be difficult and you can't... You have to still... Not every time, but you kind of tend to have to still be family. And like whereas with friends, you don't have that.
Yeah.
So I think once you've adopted someone, like you say, then you're kind of...
You've changed the
got an
roles.
You've changed the relationship and they just bring something that your family can't, I think. You know, that you have times where you really need your family there. But actually, sometimes when your friend comes, they'll make you laugh in a way that your family can't. They don't bring that same emotion.
Yeah.
So I think that's a big thing. But we don't have a way of showing our friends how important they are to us. Like, you can
Well, I think it's
do
time,
things for
isn't it?
them.
Like Janet said, it's time. You know, for me,
I
like
spend
you
a lot
said,
of
with
holidays
family, you
with
do
them.
have some obligation.
Yeah.
But I think with your family, with your friends, you have chosen to spend time with them. You've chosen to see them. And to me, it's a commitment. You know, I've got friends of many years, and the reason we're still friends, three of my best friends from school, is that we've taken the time to keep in touch. One of us in particular, she's the best at kind of keeping us all in touch. She's the best at it. But we've all done that. We make time to see each other. And it is that making time for people, I suppose.
Yeah, totally. I'm really close to my best friend and we went on holiday together last year and we do make an effort to be together and we just sort of put it in our diaries and plot that. And I really loved your friend that I met the other night. She was lovely.
Do you know what? You've joined the cast of Loose Women, Ruth, Colleen, who meet my friends and they say, your friends are really nice.
As if we're surprised.
Really surprised.
Oh, my God! They're friends with her!
Yeah, but she was really nice. But anyway, my point was that...
We do say that. But friends really
Yeah, we
nice,
do.
Janet.
But my point was that I think if somebody was like on their own and not like Janet, where they have got this lovely support system of friends and they're on their own and they do feel like they want to be part of something, and gosh, being part of my family, good luck to you, mate. But like if you really wanted to be adopted into my family because there was a need for, you know, there was a loneliness, there was a, you know, wanting to be part of something, you've lost your own family for whatever reason, I think I'd consider it because for them, for that person, that's having belonging to something, and I think then I would consider it.
Yeah. Actually, I hadn't thought of it like that. There might be some people that really crave
that
to
crave
be in
that,
a family
yeah.
that don't
People
don't
often
have
look at my family,
themselves.
because I've got a massive family, like, you know, there's 25 of us for Christmas and no one can ever fit in one room. And if somebody hasn't got that, they might look at that and go, oh, I'd really like to be part of it. Like I said, good luck.
OK, now, still to come, Frankie's been at war over the household chores. So we're asking, are you the chorganiser? That's a good word, isn't it? Chorganiser in your home. And as Spielberg's latest film, centring on his family life, prepares to hit the cinemas, we're asking, should you ever ask a child to keep a secret from your partner? Quite an interesting question, that one. We'll see you right after this. Hello, welcome back to Monday's Loose Women. You are very welcome, and keeping you company this lunchtime, it is Frankie Bridge, Janet Street Porter, Kelly Bryan and me, Ruth Langsford. Now, still to come, Janet was one of their muses in the 80s, and now Spitting Image is back. Hey, there she is. This time it's on stage, though. Comedian Al Murray will be telling us about the show and how his own image restyle got some women rather hot under the collar lately. And with the skinny eyebrow trend making an unexpected fashion comeback, would you dare to bear? If your eyebrows are still recovering from the trend from the first time round, we'll be showing you how you can get the look without turning to the tweezers. All that to come. First, though, Frankie, a little bit of household chores from you yesterday. Not like you, love, is it?
What are you trying to say? She's taking us all down today, Janet.
It's all right.
Not like
Yeah, all I did was, well, I said change the windscreen wash on the car, but someone said to me, "You're not changing it.
filling
You're
it up."
filling it up." So
yeah.
it was just a slip of the tongue, you know.
So here you are.
So here I
You
am.
filmed yourself because it's so unusual in the
No,
currents.
Ruth, that's not why I filmed it. I filmed it because me and my best friend, we laugh at each other because we're very different. My best friend's got her own drill, loves, you know, getting stuck in that way, whereas I'm not so much. So I call her, I say that she's very lifey. That's just the way I explain it. So I was filming myself doing this
Being
particular
lifey.
job, being lifey, to prove to her that sometimes I do lifey things. And
So you're
I've done
literally
this.
just filling up the washer bottle.
Literally just...
That's it.
All right, Ruth. All right. Which I have done a million times, so I know how to do it, but I was filming it to prove to her that I could do it, and it ended up taking me over 3 minutes to do it. So I thought it was funny, and then as I was finishing, Wayne pulled up on the driveway and shouted out, "Oh, now that's sexy," as I just finished doing it, and it was just, the timing was just great. So yeah, that was just my proof of the... you know, I was just laughing at myself, to be honest with you, Janet. She looks very unimpressed.
Even I can change the screen washer thing.
Change or
fill up?
Fill it up.
Fill it up, but that's because in my car there's a big... for a long time I was confused about the two nozzly things under the bonnet, and one's the radiator.
Yeah, one's
isn't
for
it?
the... Yeah.
And one's the screen wash. But now I have a car that has windscreen wipers drawn on the top of the...
It's idiot-proof, right?
It's idiot-proof.
Exactly.
The only difficult thing is that prong that holds up the lid, because if you get that wrong...
Yeah. Well, I just find, like, for Wayne and I, with petrol and windscreen wash, it's like, who's going to brake first? It's like, you know, the mileage on the car gets down to, like, 2 miles until one of us brakes and has to fill up the petrol. And it's the same with the windscreen wash. And with all the ice and stuff, it keeps getting, you know, where it goes all white. So I caved, basically.
I reckon, Kelly, you're the chore organiser. I can imagine you're very organised.
Yeah, very organised. Everything alphabetised. CDs, books alphabetised. I know, but I'm a really busy working mum, so I just kind of keep everything organised so that I can just grab and go. So, like, the children...
You have your socks colour-coded? And all your clothes?
Yeah, my underwear's colour-coded.
But that means immediately you have a choice of pants.
Yes.
Me, black pants, white pants. No.
No! Like, I might be wearing a tiger print. I might be wearing, like, you know, something citrus, so it needs to match.
Oh, no.
Right, I can't just have black and white.
That's one chore I'm not going to bother with.
Absolutely, I match. I'm even matching today.
OK, here's she's always
I'm
matching.
not.
She's not.
No,
Janet, are
you're not.
Are you black or white today?
Black. You know.
OK, now, also, I was asking you about secrets, keeping secrets. So Steven Spielberg's biopic film, The Fabelmans, it's going to be released in the UK later this week, and with Oscar nominations being announced tomorrow, it seems like it is the perfect time.
You always have to be the center of attention.
Stop shouting at her!
That has been nothing but disrespect from you. I'm your mother!
You stop making movies, it'll break your mother's heart.
I don't know what to do anymore.
You do what your heart says you have to. What was your favorite part?
So that is The Fabelmans, out soon. Now, in an interview today, Steven Spielberg's sister revealed the real-life drama behind the film's storyline, including the painful breakup of their parents' marriage, which involved Steven keeping a secret after their mother fell in love with their father's best friend. Well, indeed. Ooh. But it's the secret thing, isn't it? He knew about it, apparently, and kept it secret. And so we were asking, is it right? Is it fair? Should you ever ask a child to keep a secret for you, however big or small?
It has happened to me. So I...
No, it's a big no from the audience.
I'm with you. So, yeah, a friend came to me and I knew the partner involved, the husband involved, and said, look, I'm having an affair. And I literally, after sort of picking my jaw back up and being just so shocked at it, because this person had had every opportunity to come clean before, it had been made, you know, they'd had the opportunity to do it but didn't. So we're living this lie and expected me not to say anything. So I literally went, right, pick up your keys, off we go. We're going to go and tell her, because I can't live even overnight, knowing I'm not going to sleep. I'm going to be thinking about it. I don't want one day to go by where she thinks I've kept it for you. Like, you're mad.
And that's you as an adult. So
I was I was in my teens.
Okay.
So I'm looking back. I'm proud of myself for making that decision. But I was like, no, there's just no way in the world. Come on, pick your keys up. We're going. And we went together and told the woman, who obviously was devastated. I've never seen, that much devastation from someone where that news would just literally made her throw up in front of me. And you're just thinking, I just couldn't live with myself thinking, I know this piece of information. And you're my friend. I just couldn't do it.
I mean, there's secrets and secrets, some might say. You might say, oh, don't tell Mummy I gave you Maltesers for breakfast, which was one of Eamon's favourites. But, there's those kind of secrets, and then there are big secrets that I just think it's so wrong to ask a child to hold a big secret from your partner and put them in between their parents. Yes, very much.
They want to keep you both happy, even with, the simplest of things I find with my kids. You can tell they're just I don't know, they want to keep you both happy. So to be able to keep that secret, they know they're going to upset one parent, or they're going to annoy the other one, and they're not going to want to do either. But there are little things, like Carter went skiing the other week, and we made him pretend that he hadn't fallen over, and he'd done the whole lesson to his nan, who's probably watching now and now knows the truth. And he was so good at it. He came in and was like, yeah, it was a really good lesson, and I did the whole thing and whatever. And I thought, oh goodness, he's a really good liar.
That's influence from you.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Have you ever had to keep a family secret, Janet?
No, because my whole family was one big nest of secrets, because both of my parents, when they had me, were married to other people. And now I wonder, did everybody in our road think they were married? Because they weren't married, but they were Mr. and Mrs. Bull.
People would assume.
They would assume it, and they got married when I was about 7 or 8. And then it was only after my mother kept loads of secrets from us, because then after my dad died, she didn't tell me. My sister found out even after that my dad had been married before. I mean, it was astonishing.
We could do a whole show on Janet's family.
They just was so good at keeping secrets from the children.
It is an interesting one. Let us know what you think on that. We'd love to hear from you. Did you have a poll on that, actually? I don't know. Was it here? I'm sure I saw something. Oh, should you ever ask your child to keep a family secret? Thank you for getting involved. 82% of you said no. Yeah, so very high said no. Thanks for getting involved in that. We have to take a break now. After that, our guest Al Murray will be here. And leave your brow gel at the door. Full feathery eyebrows are out, Frankie. Skinny brows are back in. We're going to be testing the trend ourselves. Do not miss it. See you after this. To Loose Women. Now, our guest Al Murray will be here in just a moment. First, though, the big news. Thin eyebrows are apparently back in fashion, ladies. Yes? Remember the really, really thin ones? There's Bella Hadid. She's got them. Also, Kylie Jenner. Now, she's a trendsetter. Look at those, the thin eyebrows. Frankie, I bet not loving this idea.
No, I'm not. And also, I don't think they've plucked those. That's just makeup covering them up. I'm telling you. They have worked on those eyebrows for years.
Apparently it's the in thing.
I know, but I'm just not having it.
Because we used to pluck them to death when we were young. Thin eyebrow was what you wanted.
I like my slugs, and they're staying. Janet's cheating because she gives me rubbish about my sluggy eyebrows, but she hides hers, so she's not got a leg to stand on.
Yeah,
well,
I've got
actually,
a friend.
We can try out a thin eyebrow on you.
Yeah,
let me just get my tweezers. Hang on.
Oh, no!
No, of course I wouldn't do that to you. But there's a thing on TikTok or an app, or what young people use. I don't know what it's called. Have a look. So this would be you with a thin brow. Can you see? Can't see it. Have to look up there.
Oh, no.
I don't think that's that thin.
That's not that thin. I think I look all right there.
Yeah. Would you have them that thin?
Oh, no. I've just seen it.
Now she's feeling it.
You look about 12.
I know, yeah. Well, that's what I did look like when I was 12. I had no eyebrows like everyone else.
Well,
I just feel like it's something supermodels would be able to pull off. But...
Let's have a look at Kelly's. Kelly with the thin eyebrow. Oh.
Kelly.
Yeah. Oh, no.
I know, see, we don't like those, do we?
Janet. Where's Janet's? Janet with the thin brow.
Eyebrow.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Janet, you look great.
What have they done to my hair? The photoshop's messed up. Really? You made me look...
I think you look nice, Janet.
You look like Spock.
Yeah.
You look like
I
Spock
look like a
from...
mutant.
Are we doing you?
I think you look like Spock from Star Trek. Have we got time
Are we
for mine?
doing you?
That's fine. That's mine. Permanently surprised.
It does something to your
That's why I have
eyes
a
as
fringe.
well.
That's why I have a
this
fringe,
is what I mean.
don't have to worry.
Fringe people are
Fringe
cheaters.
brigade.
Yeah.
Shall we have somebody...
OK, before we get Al-Murray out, let's have that competition again for you. £100,000 on offer, yeah? And Gok's got all the details you need.
Hi everyone, it's Gok here on Sugar Beach Sun Life Resorts in beautiful Mauritius. Feeling very fabulous to tell you about our fabulous competition. How about winning £100,000 in tax-free cash, which is truly a life-changing amount of money. But what would you do with it? Would you buy yourself a new car, or would you treat your family and friends to a wonderful luxury holiday like this one just here? One person is guaranteed to win this money, and it takes just seconds to enter. So what are you waiting for? Enter now!
For another chance to win, text cash to 81119. Text costs £2 plus one standard network rate message. Go to the website, entries cost £2. Call 09068 781119. Calls cost £2 plus your network access charge. Or post your name and phone number to DY02 PO Box 7 558 Derby DE10NQ. Entrants must be 18 or over. Lines close this Friday at 3 p.m.
That's £100,000 in tax-free money. That's like ITV paying you £8,000 every single month for the whole of the year. It's truly life-changing. So what are you waiting for? Cheers, good luck, and enter.
Thank you, Gok. Now, our guest today has been the spitting image of the nation's favourite pub landlord for nearly 30 years. And now he's got his sights set on saving the world with his brand new puppet show. Please welcome comedian Al-Murray. Hello.
Hi, ladies.
Good to see you. Good to see you. How are you doing?
Great, I'm very well, thank you.
Very
yes.
well.
Yeah.
So I said there you've been the spitting image. I'm just giving them a clue there.
Yes.
And the puppets.
I like what you've done there.
Thank you very much. It took us all morning.
Slick.
To work it out. Slick. So this is spitting image, but this is spitting image on stage, which I'm quite intrigued about, how you do that on stage.
Well, first of all, we're using puppeteers with the puppets. So the really amazing thing about this show, and I think that people don't realise about the spitting image puppets, is they are life size. They're the size of people. So the Boris Johnson puppet, for instance, is bigger than he is. It's huge. And so you've got this amazing thing of these people on stage. They're the size of people on stage.
Because I always feel in my head like spitting image.
They were tiny.
Well, because how big was your telly?
Yeah.
It's the answer to that.
But in the beginning, when I was a spitting image puppet in the first series, I was Janet Street Cleaner or Janet Toilet Cleaner. There were two of them. So I went to meet the puppet, and it was tiny, but then they got bigger, didn't they?
What they used to have on the old shows, they'd have the sort of, I hate to say this, Janet, the less important people will get the smaller puppet.
You knew I was the pub landlord fan on the panel, but you messed it up.
And then the bigger puppets would be... Anyway. But
move on.
Or the smaller people for effect. So, for instance, one of the lead in the show, the star of this show is Tom Cruise. Because the other thing about this, we can have whoever we want in it. So it's Tom Cruise teams up with Tyson Fury, Angela Rayner, Greta Thunberg, Meghan Markle.
Of course.
Of course. Right? But his puppet is quite small.
Well, he's quite a tiny person.
Well, he's the world's biggest film star.
Yeah.
You keep saying in the show.
Can I ask how it's working? You're saying puppeteers. Are they inside? Are they, two-handers, or how does it work?
It basically depends what you want the puppet to do. So there's a big musical number with Vladimir Putin, for instance, and we've got... There is, right? And we've 4 different Putins who are all articulated in different ways, so they can do completely different styles of dance and stuff. And some of those are worked by 3 people, and there's one puppet where you spin the handle and his legs go round, and there's all that sort of stuff. So you can basically do anything you want.
So you've written this, or co-written this?
I've co-written it, yeah.
Do you do the voices?
I've done some of the voices.
Who do you do then?
Well, I've sort of fill in, so I've been doing kind of Rupert Murdoch and John Major and people like that, yeah. I'm not the frontline impressionist like Matt Ford, for instance. He does Boris and and Donald Trump, and he's got scenes where he's basically talking to himself.
But it's called Idiots Assemble, Spitting
Yeah.
Image Saves the World.
Yeah.
So the premise is that Tom Cruise is
Well, the
saving
premise
the
is
world.
the king is sat down with his mother's chief advisor, Paddington Bear, and because he wants to know how to, you know, the fabric of society is falling apart, and it's literally a piece of fabric. And he says, who can possibly fulfil this impossible mission? And Tom Cruise comes out the ceiling, and off we go. And, of course, if you've got 7 goodies, you need 7 baddies.
Right.
And it's kind of like a sort of superhero film, like an Avengers film. Well, people are used to watching those, so, you know...
What about the whole culture, you know, hashtag be kind and cancel culture now? You're not worried about offending people where years ago with Janet, you wouldn't have
Well, obviously
cared
not,
about
because
offending.
it's just offended her.
Well, yeah, there we go. Well, Janet can take it. And
I don't care.
We're operating on the principle that, you know, that these people are rich, powerful and famous. A lot of them are running our lives. If they can't take a joke...
But lots can't.
Well, I don't... Well, my honest answer is I don't care.
Would you ever go back to doing the pub landlord?
Will I ever go back? Well, I'm going playing...
You've grown a beard.
I have grown a beard and I've grown some hair, which surprises a lot of people. I recently on Instagram sent an offer of a free baldness cure with this very funny picture like this. But the pub landlord is still going. So I'm for instance, I'm doing the Albert Hall on May the 12th. So he's doing a big London show.
You don't have to shave your hair off again for that.
And it'll all have to come off. And it's a bit of a terrible moment going back to the bathroom and getting the clippers out and off it comes. But
when I saw you do the pub landlord, I was terrified you would pick on me because you have an almost photographic memory of everybody you pick on in the audience and bring them up. And people are so naive. I mean, you've seen him on telly. The act is so famous. But you get people to come on stage and tell you everything.
Yes, well, yeah, but the thing is, Janet, having met you, I can't think of a better analogy than this, but it's like having sex with a stranger, right? If it's someone in the front row I know, I can't do it with them.
Yeah.
But if it's people on the front row I don't know, I don't mind being cheeky to them. But if it's someone I know, it's just that much more. It's that much more difficult.
The front row of our audience looking very well. Now, Al, just want to ask you. You kindly did some handwriting for us. You heard us talking about what it says about you. Here is Al's. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy. What was the thing? Dog.
Dog.
Does that say dog? Right, OK, let me tell you what it says about you. It's looped, your handwriting, which means you have big hopes and dreams for the future. You've got large letters, like Janet. You want to feel understood and noticed. We certainly get noticed. And there's only light pressure when you write, says the expert. You move easily from place to place and you don't wear yourself out emotionally.
OK, that's interesting. I think what my handwriting shows is I haven't used a pen in 30 years.
That's what I said. Who writes anymore?
Exactly. I use
Well,
the keyboard all the time.
I think it says you'll be moving easily from place to place because you'll be moving up to Birmingham Rep. See what I did there?
Oh, that's very strong. Yes, we open on the 1st of February, Birmingham Rep through till March the 11th. It's amazing seeing it in the heart of Birmingham with all the spitting image faces on the theatre. It's incredible. It's
Well, that's Idiots Assemble, Spitting Image Saves the World. Thank you very much, Al Murray. Good luck with the show.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you.
That is it for us today. Tomorrow it's rather an emotional show. Simon Thomas will be joining us for his first television interview since opening up about his battle with alcohol. We will see you tomorrow. Have a good afternoon. Bye-bye.